93.3 FM ewo Kumase na Kessben 92.9 FM ewo Nkran. Baby a wote enka numre bia no yama mu nyina adwo eba Adwenkyere dwumadie so ene eye ebenada numre eda foforo a twedi ampokwa ambase adom eho bobrimade a cheyen September boso me de toso eduno baako ewo mfiempino ene eduno baako emune 21/9/21 and Adwenkyere bedafo yesin konwa numre ewo Kessben FM so we are live on Kessben television ewo digibox no so and face ewo Kumase a Kessben 93.3 FM yedifi anane bot studio ewo Drum Aseda House and Nkran so Aseda Twin Towers ewo Sekre won Nkran and numre yesin konwa na yede Adwenkyere dwumadie ebremu mede de kwabena Akuoko Kwarteng numre ye ne yempanyin kese pa baako na ebebo enkomo enano na omampani ye na dwen se oyen hihye bi na ye oboade agudi ode agyayen ewa asase bauxite ende kaka ho no wakane nyina abom na yetumi ede aye ade ebeba mfaso amoman na Ghana nsoso etumi aboama yakọ yanim na eno na omampani tu ho anamo no edin ode to so Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation na omo ede ko mrase badwam mrase badafo etu ho anamo mra no so omo ye nyina no omo ye wie enti yetiminya commissioner womo ebo adwuma and in the studio no me ne panimpa oda no CEO Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation Mr. Endestansa and Adwenkyere dwumadie yebebo enkomo na yahwe senia ensem no esitie enkomo no ye bebre ene ye bebo for the meantime ensem ahodo ene ekokoso ne kakra enie enano na omampani ednam ne soafo a ohwe nkronkro amamu ni nkrase mpontioso local government minister honorable Akuoko Kwarteng so ena ode MMDCs edino ebeto dwa ebi no mani age ebi nso eraho ebi ebonyo so ama akwaye basbasa kakra wohwa efi enra eba bedu ene ya baby to search repone omo kwahye party office bi emenkra nsa aka ne se police for kochi bi enne constituency chairman any police commander oho omo koye nhyiamu kakra omo yese omo achi omo kombe mo bail but benya nkra so omo ja omo na police for sign achi omo bio honorable Akuoko Kwarteng local government minister or the directive ama police for ogina omampani di mu ene ode etodwa se obi a oye party ni na office ankwa ama no akwa ama obi enti ni bakura koma ano no de ono no mpene so enti oba basabasa na sabi ode asai Ghana asumdue na ode asai party no emra ene no eni positive for anamo me yahodo nyina no omo eboban asijwa ne ekoso no se afi sankwa amawo a ebetimi akwa amawo mfie wo yanim enti ne ekuo bi from coalition of disappointed MMDCs omo de tudwa numre ni se mu nyina mo makomato emumra adwobre na bibia enkoso na asumdue ene bibia enye kama enumre ye behwe ho nsem kakra na yahwe yenua baabi a yese onye mbosome nkura ekoba se nipa bi kochi ni si otakrade ekoye nsem bebre ne kra se mutie fix the country demonstrators na omo otakrade na omo ede account issues ho se aban ne mo na kidnapping no enfro good news e ho enumre ene se nyame adom mpenifo bambofo nsaka no achese ne hu so ana onyebosome nkro bibia anye no ti yene mo kaseo omde na koto afia kwasimintima ya sabe a my doctor for hwe no fi se wakọ through a lot of trauma ene ne mahodo pie ena ye mampani odin kan e Ghana bakwasem na woda ya yede kan no na utie bia omso wa hu hia se yebedi ebi nso holidays no ya doso ni nyina mo no yesi oman ya yenka ye mpanimfo a omo abesom kono sa oman no enye oman ya du baabi nipa bi ebeku omo ho aboa enti e wo se mpempie no etoa so na yekai yempanimfo Adwenkyere badafo a mutie ochichi no bencha number chief executive producer Akuya PC asarbedi akon ebredu a ebema mo kwan na monso mafre na mwakire madwen ewudwumadie no so senia yene mo ekono na mayenhya yenkomo twetwe na se number efise ye wonkomo pia number yebebo ewo studio ha Kessben 92.9 Accra na Kessben 93.3 FM Kumase na Kessben television mamema Mr. Michael Ansa Akwaba Mizanza Akwaba
nua mi da se na wetie fonso
na mpomi ye de
yo mi da se na mi adome hu
odi no NS nka ho
NS ka ho but middle name nti di no ye Michael Ansa
okay That person be say then Brofodim you know Market plus Ernest.
And them say just all the two papa me na Aluminium.
Well, CEO Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. And never bon komopi na ye monitor for say sa ekue mana corporation ya de o mampani de buy say nyina hine etiwa nom ne ade bauxite wo ho no ye betimi anya investors and if the phone na o mabesom na o mabetuo na o mayetimi anane bi refinery na yenso yetimi de akwa amono ne na afei aluminium industries ye nyuma hodo o mbehia aluminium na de aye no eno so betimi apeda panipa no and I in no studio ha yene no ebo nkomo na oye big man Dell company a ye multinational company wo wi ase nyina no ansana ya mampani man appointment on a senior vice president SVP at the Dell Corporation our turnover is about $80 billion we share baby Dell jina with respect to technology multinational companies ane niam omo ye no a na enyansem ketua abanyansa Anumre yani atiefo ni ahwefo da sese yefro wa bekai ho na holiday yemwakwa babio
Yenia wo so me da ba sese mama me kwanyan se me no mbedi komo
ebia na ebinemo biso na ebinemo mama nhyase na memisa se wine Mr. Michael answer
Mr. Michael answer de sebi me Ghana ni
okay
MPP politics ni adide ye dimwa ache na sani wo kind na me UK in a UK so metena ho check kakra na me senior vice president for Dell and na me di juma ho na me NPP UK chairman from 2014 to 2018 inti any party ne aye juma from 1992 up till now me dey be chairman at that time in a Ghana so the hu nkoni ba aye nyuma dia yedi nti ade a nipa pidi wo munimi nti ne nkomodi efa giade kono nanado president obey president no na ose memra na ye meboa ne efa sa dwumadi nkwa anim na me ba beginning of 2019 be CEO for Giadec
yenya krasa wa ya juma PW Consulting, IBM Business Consulting Services. Mwasa Director, Associate Partner, Real Estate and Capital Program Management Practice. Director Group Company, be a friend of Regos, PLC. Multinational companies. And on that teaching now.
Now me in terms of general management and consulting.
Okay.
Na ni developing skills in the corporate world. Na nyamiandom opportunity or demand to work with some of these global companies. Ningina made them fan say preparation towards a Jumadi ED Ghana na saying ASCI. Inti nyamia do my juma multinational companies, my juma consulting organizations and Dell corporation, Dell EMC ni adinina. Inti ningina ye opportunity to gain experience in the corporate world. Nyamia do say me juma Ghana na ho aba mfa so pa.
You're a chartered accountant, but Ode no chartered architect. But I don't know what they're saying.
Oh, so I go school Ghana, and I call tech, KNUST. I want to architecture. And to architecture, I qualify with BSc in diploma in architecture near day. And I'm a quaman on so call RIBA, Royal Institute of British Architects. And I'm a chartered architect. Until me started professionally, no, na me trainee as an architect, working as an architect near day. And so now me call other management courses. I'm management consulting, general management, Jumedia, maybe up till now.
Afe Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. Near Otiechra Utieno. Ede potina moye, ede emfaso na beba so Ghana menina. And ye kwe nim da chino so to say. What is Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation?
You heard that say. Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. Ye friend no Giadec for short.
Okay.
Now Giadec no eye omampenyi eni hu ase ne vision ne vision na opese or build an integrated aluminium industry in Ghana. Inti Giadec mandate pade wo hwe yen act na to build an integrated aluminium industry. Ina omampenyi de share en say yen develop our business here. na ade ba ko nso a ye a eye snonko a yen ye da no ne say yen chrome ha bauxite e wo ha nyina wo hwe awaso ya mining bauxite awaso from 1940s very 70 years and the only mine in Ghana na bauxite so the wo pii wo nyinahin in the sanso wo bi wo etiwa all together you about 900 million metric tons of bauxite. Now since all the time I mining bauxite wa was no nyina no you export bauxite in its raw form. Ina omampanyin so aka about Ghana Beyond Aid. Now the whole thing about Ghana Beyond Aid no corporation to say Giadek ina emma enya the essence of what the president means by Ghana Beyond Aid. Inti with what we are doing no ye hwe say yen raw material ye mining wo ha bauxite no ye be refine bauxite no Ghana. Na ye to me aye smelting. Say ye was smelter wo teba. Na if a downstream industry say na di kan no you developing industries are ebema inuma p beba Ghana high paying jobs high value jobs inti jumedia gia de ye dia hye yensa no
ne ayeta ka kire Ghana mabunu ni se enuma ni ho nti mabunu enuma ye nti wodu high paying jobs ebi te sen ene beba enuma kese a akatua kese wo mbi te sen na se yetime refine your bauxite ne ade na ye benefit
say we share the 3 stages of the value chain upstream part na mining the sebio mining bauxite mining are quite simple surface mining and yet underground mining surface mining into wo mo yes adwuma no sebi and yet highly skilled work in terms of miners on the ade we call refining nefe you are beginning to get more skilled labor involved in the refining process. Ebedu smelting beko downstream industries. Now here engineers, technicians, woman I certain qualifications. Able to make this edumano. And that's what results in the higher paying jobs. Well, into from unskilled labor to semi-skilled to very skilled labor. Into sa developing this area. Now since Osha President Yamia Daroya wama free SHS. Into we're training our children, we're training the next generation. Now, good training won in area as wonya inuma obetumi aye when education no home be banfaso.
Okay.
Into these high paying jobs no or these high value jobs that will come in future no will benefit the people that we're producing today.
Okay. And so far, me nimsa call office on chair there. And then waso ye na office no modiegu akwemo and mo be na mo tu to ben and mo yesese.
Yo. Giadek, we've been in operation since March 2019. Into just over 2 years now. Na Nyamiadom, last week, Tuesday, Omampenyin by an office. Na Ninti Obai say we had reached a very important milestone in the journey of Giadek. Ya sign a strategic partner Oni Mbabe Jumedi na ya mine bauxite, na ya refine bauxite for Ghana. Into the first strategic partner no, ya sign a agreement no. On Tuesday, 14th of September, in Omampenyin Ankasabe witness signing no. Saadana nso ye or launch all the 4 projects are together no. A bit defining integrated aluminium industry jumedi ayedi. Inti let me start from the end and come to the beginning.
Okay.
Inti 4 projects in as say ye defining as projects are ye dia cabinet ye dia to cabinet and him say these are the projects are Giadek Babi D and him near developing integrated aluminium industries. 4 projects near Awaso, you better expanding mine from 1 million tons to 5 million tons near a refinery. Second one, yeah, Ninahin in Pasasu area, and then you signing agreement, no, and also your mine and a refinery solution. In a third one, yeah, the rest of the hills in Ninahin were better 10 hills. Okay. The rest of the hills in Ninahin plus Chebi.
Okay.
Well, near developer and also with mines and a refinery to build the refining capacity of Ghana. Now, Valco, so Valco, one of the companies that say Giadek ase. Into Giadek, no, apart from all the bauxite resources, no, Ghana Bauxite Company minority stake ayewo, any Valco 100% stake ayewo, ni nyina akan Giadek ho. Into ama Giadek aye adwuma bi a operating base a developer. Valco, so a company we've had in Ghana since 1967. Into the smelter ayewo ho technology ni efficiencies ni ade nyina no say and world class standards into and also the project number 4 you pese the new investment ebaho ni develop Valco send be ya Valco be stronger more competitive globally competitive now you're developing a modernized retrofitted Valco these are 4 projects in your be developing now besides share ya there over the last 2.5 years no you build it first of all no the need to be able to operate in the communities where we're going to mine. Oshe Asante mine say Nyinahin is where we have the biggest bauxite resources. Now, make us say, Majina wa home so I can't share amount for say, eye utumfo or say two. Wa boy pa in terms of a quantity one mayen ni jumedi a ye di wa one boy direction or their mayen we bue Asante memu maya Nyinahin bauxite ye fi ase a ye ba be develop.
Okay.
Wa boy wo call to say a wasonso a oji ahoho ono so aboyen jumedi a ye ba be di wo ho. In a fe wo ba chebi nso a ochehene ono so aboyen pa. Na eye project 2 yi otumfo adi anima boa ama Nyinahimfo fa mpasaso ni ade nyina wo nyina etaye nchi ne yedi judgment nti ya setting up community relations all these areas ebeboa with people representative groups my community now you're more engaged in what we are doing. Nti community engagement no one of the key things that we've been able to deliver. You're setting up committees Nyinahin mpasaso awaso and the chebi nyina wo nyina ye representative groups ye ne won kasa. Apart from that, and so mineral resource estimates. You started Jumedi, you can 900 million metric tons of bauxite. Then so what they call bank, and also what they call a brochimemuni at the idea. And so we measure no according to certain international standards. Into and also gear that you spend this sika, they are making sure say historical data you are qualifying for part of Nyinahin, any part of Chebi. It is our information so a Jumedi a yedi to prepare us for what we did. In a nina so yet na chi ne hwe say dwumedi ye ba be ya ese ye make sure say ye be ye process bia ye transparent process ye auditable process obi a be hwe obi hu say dwumen hu te make us say ye start now several companies had approached government through ministry, through office of the president, through minerals commission yade in a ye advertising opportunities say giadek ade pese ye ni ye pese developing bauxite resources in Ghana ye pese refining smelting ni ade nyina into making about 39 companies initially expressed interest to participate in the process. In ye call through 3 rounds of investor engagement process. Ye interview of companies pre-qualification ni ade ye they won't go through technical financial proposals ni ade nyina and sana ye do your best and final offer, which is the basis for which we've selected partners. In the first partner, they went through this rigorous process, this transparent process, and we got to the point where we could select them. Adia Medeni said, company I selected a Ghanaian company, Rockshore International. Rockshore International, when we hear Jumama, all the big mining companies were Ghana. When we hear Juma, so other parts of West Africa. When we the capability, the experience to do what we want to do. Now, Ghana, you can't Singapore, you can't South Korea, you can't other countries Sebi Nanka, when we hear developing countries in there, when we hear highly developed when we hear industries near the other. So countries, you will share when we develop local companies. We'll share Samsung near the, we'll share Daewoo, South Korea Daewoo, we'll share other companies, there was Singapore near the idea. These are local companies that they've developed to be world-class companies. Now, Mijidi say, process ya go through selection ya power company you believe say a capacity a bit me developing into a global company. That's what we're doing. They say yet me choose Ghanaian company as the first one ya announce. Subsequent ones will be other companies. Some kind of 39 companies were Ghanaian companies, global companies. We've got a very strong base and we're developing the business as well.
And basically, Rockshore, then Potina, Omone, Mobecambo, my say.
Giadec Act, no, I established Giadec, no. Emma can say, Giadec be partner with private sector. The Jumedi announcement say, for projects, Nina, be $6 billion. We share since independence, and they can't come in Chroma 7 years. Since independence, industrial projects are projects. There are very few a $6 billion investment. Into a huge investment. Ebe defining the transformation, the industrial transformation agenda. Nana Adwenkyere Akufo-Addo president or pese oye. Inti we share sa the essential thing that we're doing here, no say we want to bring in private sector. Now private sector ni yen abeye adwuma no. Yen act no require say you be kita a minimum of 30% stake or any business that will set up, whether in mining, refining, smelting. Inti Rockshore yen won ba beye adwumadi, won beye mining any refinery solution no. we will take a minimum 30% in terms of government at the Giadek.
Okay.
And then Rockshore will take a maximum of 70%.
Okay.
I'm using minimum and maximum because other partners between Bemuni, percentages. No, but Giadek, they will not go less than 30%. And Rockshore cannot go more than 70%. Their partners. That's how it is structured.
Okay.
Into a private sector-led investment in the Yadeba, Giadek and Rockshore will raise the money to do what we are doing in all these projects.
Mesada bana ye rempa sani ambesia raise sikano ene esonfa so abeba ene anamo semutu mesada ba ho mama mempeki areas na bobo no minim say awaso e contain 60 million tons, right?
Yes.
Nyina hini 700 million tons and chebi 160 million tons of bauxite. Now mimi say we yampeki yanshase nkakaka nyina hini obati yase o adiane ya no mbetu but anamo mo ne yetu no ye ne nye ho nhyehyɛ no ye mpene so osem wo committees ho but obati agitations wo akire ye ntiase ne ade and sometimes be quite to the extent say hey nya de be pene ye ne de be kasa ase na se sanse mo be kasa with respect to nyina hini ye be ba other places
a very important year we raise it is any di kan no one of the first things I hear the whole thing about community engagement. Making sure say community mbeti ase dwumadi a yeba bi di efa mo ho ben okwan beso ne yeba fa so a wo be ye involved community no be ye involved na community no be hu the benefit of what we are doing. Even under government laws no you will be a friend local content. So inti dwuma yeba bi di no se ne am kan ye fi ase ye ne otumfo in the case of you ne otumfo tenase on man ya kwankyere okan ne bo so asem niema opese ohu wa asantememu ye ne
nti mama mfa wo nyina ho ene ebi ne sen niema ben na ohene kese tumfo eka asa nyina hini sempesa mu ya opese ohu wa asantememu specifically the end obekai bi
niema to say first of all no say ya mining wo Ghana ache over 100 years we cut say oboase say ya we've been mining gold in bauxite oboase for a very long time sebi oboase in say Johannesburg mechanic in the sense that development a war boase any niema e wo hodo enye sebi nianka ese gold a ya mining wo was he kra woko awaso so a etisa
do back there so the better to boase ho there na just
me can see accept inti na otumfo ni openi say nkoso beba ne mem inti say agudi bi sa wo ho na ye ba betu a ese say ehun ba mfaso e ma manfo no ese ho ba mfaso insoma Ghana manyina inti on the open first of all development edibeba secondly second things we hear no pa environmental issues also making sure say mining e ba be yen e be responsible mining ye be hwe bibia ye be no pepe in line with the law, in line with Environment Protection Agency laws, Forestry Commission, Water Commission, global standards. Also making sure say mining ye ba be no e be no nko a e de en cause degradation ni pollution ni niema e be say into those are the two most important things are here no
number some yes specific nti wasan ba ho ye be sa kwa echi obi tinyina hini na mene CEO at the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. What is okonyina hini about 700 million tons of bauxite and now ambetua. Now maybe specifically say apart from committee amoni omo engage but I'm offer faso ben on benefits mpunti oben wom say Ghana nyina dia but almost specifically mpunti oben.
Oh, say over 700 million tons of metric tons of bauxite when you now, we need mining process now. Even undertaking mineral resource estimates, NIPA or Befaw, it does. Apart from that, no, as you drain, all the other businesses are able to develop as a result of this. So, even catering businesses, construction work, all kinds of activities, we do mining stage now, haulage, technical services, Niema Bibri. It is the first thing no say will depend on the local people. We'll have people in the local area. And sana ye di ahoho sebi ahoho aba. Inti employment no
it will come. The abre wa han teaching is asase the mining company ya ombe candidate. But a do employment issue na ye tatibi obete Newmont na community na sorry ye to a good year we assassin but local content no yemfa obetina Asanko Gold Mines na mansofo asori ye to agudie we asase mbati yemfa edu point be almost say omo need the expertise omo be require and omo be hia na omo de aye sa anwuma no nti ubo say ya import workers no from other places even though ye nyina Ghana for there but ya na yes anso ana omo aye say there for omo sa to agudie no na se ye pia omo na mpese bebisa sa ne ma.
Okay. And the idea a very important question we bisa no. Now idea person make just to give people the confidence. They say you go through a certain process. Your partners are you selected one on the basis of in sema say be amount for na kan share. Niema eda wan akoma so niema wo hia say ye be ye e wo won krum. Inti sa niema nyina has helped us to develop solutions ebe addressing niema ya okay. Very important. Na mpempi you know we brush these things away. And they become problems. But process ya go through no any the selection no will ensure say we'll be very very specifically looking at these things to make sure say solutions no better.
Ma mimisa last question when you hine menim say bia wonkura wa ha nti with respect to say bia the friend of corporate social responsibility money community no bobo so no bia munya no ho ti edu ho ebeka ho asaka ya move fast na yanko awaso ane ba kwa me kwa awaso me hu ene say site no go be poso ena kuro no wo fom obedu abonten na box site kura otimu se be gugu fom to da nkola ne kura timi de bidi agro we tubo we na make o ma wa awaso dem ye ta ko timi dem se de mesika but o hwe kuro no ene box site no to send ya na wo kan obo ase ne Johannesburg and reflected a two box site no but kuro na setena nje nti yemfa nyina hini yankwa awaso also de no so mo be develop on say and also so for so ben
so say kind of box site and kasande e wo at the top of hills nti wo kwa awaso na say correctly wo kan no e hills in the developing wo ko nyina hina if I take you back to nyina hina I know 10 hills in the wo box site no okay at the top of the hills be say 10 meters 15 meters maximum in a surface mining nti nkronkro no tawo beponase wo in a two box site no it was through. Inti that's how the geology or the topography and things like that work. Now senior ya no awaso de no ya mining wo ho senior mekan for over 70 years now. Akakakra wo ho. Na ye pese ye de kan part of ni develop around awaso areas ni nyina.
Okay.
Ni etumi expand the production from say about 1 million tons a year to bear 5 million tons a year. Ye ne sana that will feed into a refinery. Refinery no be here be say 5 million tons a year. You see a refining box at you be produce organ nyina e wo ha. Inti that's the process that we're going to go through. So in a let me use the Awaso example again. It applies to nyina hin ni chebi nyina. Jobs are you be creating no. A certain percentage of the jobs no is dedicated to locals. Person make see asem so. A certain percentage of the jobs be dedicated to locals. Sen ya be ya locals no be hu pay transparently say nyumedi ayedi say 70% to 60% to 80% to 20% to very clear. Eyen hye ya to ho a you be making sure say majority no you betumi afa won as local people. Inti send your can say be fa ho ni ade aba no NCBO. Inti again we come back to Awaso de na I know your existing mine. Inti some of the historical legacy issues no gusu wo ho. But you be making sure say as we build and expand the mine no these changes are you pese ye deba dedicated percentage of jobs for the locals near the no you better implement it as part of the solution to make sure say committees now you set it up no one ever share near massa one ever kasa and say oh your friend 19 member committees and your friend no now it includes all manner of people all representative groups from traditional rulers to council for women's groups ni youth groups ni CSOs ni ade nyina in ya fa wo nyina bom nti wo mu ye nhiem no wo mu discuss sa nyema ya nyema da won akoma so no en wo mu de betudwa na yenso ye de yedudwuma nti
yamrati wa mete say demonstration because so maybe say Tiwa Forest yama mungrem enum ne ade so far be can say engagement na kodu say oboso dada say Sergeant for motia for penny or chehine ne penifo bi aboa mo ama bibia e kama etesen edu sen
etiwa dwumadin yeguso na mining process no fairly well defined process.
Okay.
Edi anim no ese say wo ye dwumadi bi say ma kan say mineral resource estimates Now, before we kwako ye juma wo certain areas no. Esa we study areas. Esa we study the abrofokano, the hydrology, rivers ni ade nyina wo ho. Any biodiversity, plants are wo ho, any animals ni flora and fauna niema nyina wo ho nyina. Esa nyina wo study. Now what I say, this is what is in the area and this is the natural habitat. Etiwa forest is a very rich forest, a globally significant biodiversity area. Inti obi opeso kodi dwuma wo etiwa no, eso make sure say we study etiwa yi.
Okay.
Wo kwakọ ye dwumadi, sebio won kokoso degradation and won kokoso environmental disasters bia wo. Inti that's the first thing. Sa dwumadi are making Ghana ye wo mra, ye wo Environmental Protection Agency. Wo dwumadi a won mu di. Giadek into me Giadek ni partners into me ko ye dwuma wo etiwa EPA in my approval, environmental license.
Okay.
Forestry in my license.
Okay.
Water commission in my license. Now licensing now be depending on the management action plan. Ye dube kwako dijuma environmental impact assessment study. Ye beye part of the application. Ye dube call to all these statutory bodies. Now womo approval. Now se womo approval be biya management action plan will show how we're going to mine in the area. In Pempi, in Krofoka Etiwa Forest, you say 275 square kilometers of forest. Very important forest. Now, in Pempi, no so nipa pi woha, sebio yen core Etiwa Forest. Inti you a certain view of Etiwa Forest. Make us say, yenim say galamsey kosu woho. Yenim say illegal logging kosu woho. Yenim say nime bebre kosu woho. Enemra isan. Inti Giadek Jumedi ye kwakudi. Ironically, no, it will help to protect the forest. Denti na mekasa. Because area ye babe no. Yet plana ye de kono. It will make sure say we'll protect the entire forest as a whole. And the area that we're going to buy no be say less than maybe I say 15% of the entire forest. Make us say yeah more detailed work to qualify say 15%, 18% will be more precise. But area ye kwako mine no is less is about this amount. Now, at any point in time, we'll be mining less than 10% of the area that we're talking about. Inti, you will not be impacting the entire forest. You'll be mining maybe at 1%, 2% of the forest at every point in time over a very long period of time. And then we'll create the rest of the areas that we're not touching. No, everything will be part of a national park, which will be protected. All these illegal activities will all be curtailed. Inti, we're working with environmental groups. We're involved in reforestation. Giadek green credentials is one of the things that we guard that we really want to guard, in terms of our reputation. Inti, being involved in promoting environmental issues and making sure responsible mining is what defines what we do. No, are the sort of things that we're going to be focused on.
Ekobi from concerned citizens of Etiwa landscape. Omo penny ye otin eji.
Yeah.
Na he said 3 global manufacturing companies, BMW Group, Tetra Pak, and Shuko International, have signaled concern over the use of bauxite sourced from Ghana's Etiwa Forest for aluminium, stating that they would be unwilling to accept these supply chains due to the catastrophe and irreversible effect on the people and wildlife that depend on the forest. Etiwa Forest is key biodiversity, as you said, teeming with thousands of species and the source of clean drinking water for more than 5 million Ghanaians. Omo tofa ekwe say omo the sorry ti na omo BMW Group, Tetra Pak, Shuko International say mo be say obo ade bobre na mo de atwe aluminium bauxite no mo ne ade no enti omo kra de mo de be dwa so no kra no nya de omo beto be menim say bisa what bisa.
Oh, and they say there are strong environmental groups. Any companies to say
and these are the reasons. BMW Group, Tetra Group, Shuko International, they are all members of Aluminium Stewardship Initiative. That is ASI. Now, Shuko, who obliged our aluminium suppliers not to supply aluminium derived from bauxite mine in Etiwa rainforest, and we wanted to encourage other aluminium users not to join. Tetra Pak is also saying that aluminium produced from bauxite mine in the Etiwa rainforest present a level of risk that's completely unacceptable to Tetra Pak. But to us of you.
Just say these are views that we take very seriously.
Okay.
And the reason they are making those statements is because of what they believe will be how the work will be done.
Okay.
Nani American say we are going to adhere to globally accepted standards, global best practice, responsible mining methods. Inti senya yebe no. I don't know ebe whether we've done things that is causing destruction to the forest in the way that is being described by certain groups. So ejumani yen start you, but obi asheda can say, oh, say na ye kwakoye be say. Na plan a yede bano. It is to prevent these things from happening. If we address these things now, I'm sure the global market will accept what we are doing. Sabiota frache, making Yemani bauxite was Amazon forest. Yemani bauxite was Jarrah forest in Australia.
Okay.
Yemani
Amazon forest was Brazil, right?
For Brazil.
Okay.
A yet globally significant biodiversity area. Yemani bauxite were other parts of the world that what such strong environmental issues. See, of course, species are what etiwa forest no. Some of them are near extinct until they have to be protected.
Okay.
In that same way, certain of those species exist in the Amazon forest and in other areas like Jarrah forest in Australia and things like that. How have these people been able to mine in these areas? Africa here, what called Tanzania, cellulose forest is the same thing. So, it's not like there are no ways of doing it. Ghana for a do stage, as I say, you lift it, your capacity, your ability to do things in a way that makes us competitive globally. A resource nyamedia domi. The question is, how do we mine it responsibly? In America, say you too oil in deep seas. Global environmental disaster. We try to send you see what Mexico near the of the Gulf of Mexico, America near the. All these things can happen. Environmental disasters can happen, but it is the approach that you take. It is the responsible steps that you take to prevent these things from happening and also to protect our forests for posterity. Inti Senya Makano, we are going to follow methods that will give that confidence. Sebio, etiwa forest, or chinhini or denim, or not yet strong environmentalist. Mekan utumfu asem about environment. Or chinhini ye a big environmentalist. Or pese, jumedia ibabi dihon, a ye jumedia or no ankasa betumi ejinechi. Inti, we want to make sure say these prominent people, very, very important personalities in Ghana who are backing what we want to do, will be confident in what we are doing. Inti, I want to assure CSO say we will take the necessary steps. Make us say ebinuma by anywhere in Kobo, we're having discussions. We will not agree on everything, but we will agree on some things and we will agree on approach which will make sure that ultimately, the people of Etiwa, the people of Ninehin, the people of Awaso and things, they are looking for economic development. They are looking for growth. They are looking for progress. And these are some of the ways that we can do it by harnessing the resources, but doing it in the right way, in a way that brings prosperity that we can all be proud of.
Are there any company like BMW, Tetra Pak, Shuko International, near this Akobase, best say about the Brenti, the Eco to Omokrano, Ometunko for say the bed drama so Mamunfa Munshimono. Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. Then number found.
Nearby found say we'll do things in the right way.
Okay.
Because once you do things in the right way, that's when you begin to change minds.
Okay.
We'll hold a lot of discussions, we'll hold a lot of dialogue, and we'll bring people to an understanding of what we're doing. So, concerns that they've expressed are the right concerns. We will not do things in the wrong way. If we do things in the right way, I know we'll win hearts and minds. And that's what we'll be focused on doing globally as well as locally to make sure, say, environmental groups, the concerns that they express, we can take them on board. Our conversations are here, consultations are here, is to make sure that we take all these, we have all this feedback.
Mr. Michael Ansah, CEO, Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, and Edin Komo, Kessben 92.9 Accra, Kessben 93.3 FM, Kumasi, and live on Kessben Television. You made the idea in China, Bernadette Numbre, a holiday, Ghana Mampejo Dinka, Kwame Nkrumah, Wunda, and ye bo and Komo, na ya share or body abo bro, DJ, in Fieber Brainy, ye two a good year, Ghana, say yɛde ɛwɔ mu 1%, 2%. Petra yɛtu bɛte say yɛde ɛwɔ mu 1% na aborɔfo yi ɛna ɛfa continue. Sɛ yɛate sɛ yɛse aha deɛ ɛbɛnya 30%. Na ɛho nsɛnsɛm kakra ɛna yɛne si wɔ ɛbɔ. Asi wɔ GIADEC. Yeah, Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. Ɛne si na hydro. Mo tɛkyerɛ mu kakra because me bɛba program is na penny be frames a. Me ho flyer no sɛ wo ne penny na ɛbɛ interview. Yɛsɛ nyina hini adeɛ no wɔn sig rockshop bɛboa na yɛayɛ. Na yɛase to sɛ aban de akɔgye besia o China. No so yɛde bɛyɛ interchange no yɛ ade. Enti yɛ ama ne kyerɛkyerɛ mu. Patɔ kyerɛkyerɛ mu kakra. Ɛte sɛn.
Yo, me that's it. Say GIADEC, say yɛde kan GIADEC a very specific mandate to develop an integrated aluminium industry in Ghana. Yɛbɛyɛ mining, refining, smelting. It's very specific. Say dwumadin na starting 4 projects are defining any idea yina. Sino Hydro arrangement no a innovative financing arrangement president ne vice president they buy say Ghana nyamia hyiayen with a lot of resources. Now resources no so ebe den na yetmianya ehun fa so e de sika ba omanimu a yebetum de aye development projects. Infrastructure is a very key part of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo development agenda. Inti pe how to raise resources to develop infrastructure. You have a huge infrastructure deficit. We share young coin, we share bridges, hospitals, how can we get significant funds you be developing infrastructure? And nona the idea of the Sino Hydro facility nearby. Sino Hydro facility no sebi enya say ye disika sha wonsa. Nemum agreement Sino Hydro wo ye huge construction power and company basically infrastructure near the wo ye big company with China. Ina wo de ba say okay, they can source funding for infrastructure projects in Ghana if it's backed by certain ways in which it can be paid for.
Okay.
Inti arrangement is how we pay for these infrastructure projects. Inti we talked about the fact that your bauxite resources. Inti you use bauxite resource CBA. You bet to me it raise facility in say $2.5 billion to carry out a whole range of infrastructure projects. Make us say ye Tamale interchange, ye Takrade interchange. In fact, bauxite areas nekra woko nyina hina ye nyina roads. So inti a home bank fa so in ne.
Okay.
Ewo mra sebio yen two bauxite in nane bauxite no.
Okay.
Inti the idea to be able to get a finance house and a construction company and all these people to come together to give us resources to develop these pieces of infrastructure to enjoy today was an innovative idea. Inti that's what we're doing. Make us say so project is being developed in phases.
Okay.
So nipa no obisa was in me sure say sika wo ni team ya be say 2 billion 2.5 billion ya de
$2 billion.
Parliament so in a baby agreement be a Ghana no e Parliament approved the first phase of Sino Hydro projects be say $650 million or so in out of our first phase no so certain lots be the first 4 or out of 10 lots no be 4 or 5 lots is what we are carrying out now inti idea no progressively and in a very structured way. Inti say dwumadino so koso. Inti 2 separate projects. The thing that is of course links the two no is the fact say the method of the way we're going to pay for it is to use refined bauxite, alumina, aluminium products to the proceeds from that sika to pay for this facility.
Sino Hydro yeka wansam no process no be free o de anim odwumadi anim se ne nipa no person te ase ne se omo ye di nyine bauxite ni bi na ma omo but your refinery e be fi mo under the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation.
Say dwumadi aye di no.
Okay.
To say ye ne rockshore assigning project. Rockshore won share, aban won share. Process aban be nya film no. Sa process ni bi en ye debate ya. Okay. Sino Hydro over the years. Until that's how it's going to work out. Okay. Now, at every point in time, the payment will be different. Say, I'm saying American, you are probably about 300 and something million. If it never cost 600 million, and 1 billion. It's over time. As we develop, we'll develop it in sync.
You're not concerned, and say, watch him, say, yeah, the NUB, and I debate to Sino Hydro. But Usha Tamalin touching the concerns and the free urban is a woman say omo de omo company aba omo yama ye betu ya over time. But majority of workers are honey adeno China for and omo ye. Why? I didn't ya.
And say it depend on arrangement of Ministry of Roads, other people, and you gear the Kessben service. But I know, say, we employ Ghanaian workers as well, as of course, one of the experts in Sobeba.
Now, maybe beside the Abelenke say, you can 30% for local companies. Be able to do point, you know. Na you can work that also. And so now, Akuoko a different percentage. Ubeti me assure local companies say, who office there, 30% near 30%.
Yeah, 30% no, in law, cast in law. Okay. Equity stake. The difference is there's no equity stake in there's no local content. Equity stake, nature say, company no, 100% of the company no, we will own a minimum of 30%. It is our ownership no, in a very different. You know, Ghana normally mines say be a 10% carried interest. GMPC cry 10%, 15%, to be more 18%. Giadec, we're starting with 30% equity stake in each of the ventures that we set up. That is quite significant. It allows us to have more control at the management level, at the operational level, and how these companies are going to be run. Those things are going to be important. Because company are set up, no, we will be running it jointly. And that's important. Secondly, no, there's the local content. Local content here say, company are ye creative, what 30%, are ye partner, what 70%, no. Ebe employ Ghanaians to carry out work. Ebe employ Ghanaian contractors. Ebe edi inumedi beba ebi say haulage say engineering work say drilling near the adinano. All these contracts will be awarded to companies. Now of that, no, that will have to be compliant with local content laws in Ghana. And also Ghanaian companies can participate and earn significant share in what we're doing.
Well, Safen Ado Fidia to Mr. Mike Ansa, CEO Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, and aiding Komo our Kessben Adwenkyere Jumedie so. Yamran main issue so say ni ake kan nyina figina hini kwa waso eba Eastern region atiwa ya bobo so nyina. Say na mebwa ne wian mu dia emfa so ben na beba so amomai. Yan shase kakrakra. My microphone mama.
Yeah. Okay, me can say project aye some can 4 projects. A huge project for Ghana. A defining time for Ghana. A idea say Ghana fu nyina ye nije say ye developers hadi. Na a multi-year development program. Sebio and ya idea 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. A idea 10 years, 20 years from now, no, ye nyina will look back and say yes, we built something, we developed something that has transformed the industrial base of Ghana into a very significant, number one. Secondly, no, because of the multifaceted way Niema industry be involved, it will have a huge impact on the economy in terms of the multiplier impact. Its contribution to GDP, hugely significant. In terms of jobs that it will create, Awaso, yeah, my bauxite, only 1 million tons a year. Workers are nearly 700 people. We're expanding to 5 million tons a year. You are easily employing in the mining operation alone, best 3,000 people. You develop best 3 mines of equal size. That's easily 15 to 20,000 people working in just the mining part alone. And so now work on refining, work on smelting, work on downstream industries. This is going to result in thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs in the future. And this is going to bring about significant economic development. It's going to bring about, better paying jobs, will improve the lot of Ghanaians, and will increase wealth. It's about wealth creation. It's about building something for the future. It's about building something that will improve our GDP and strengthen the industrial base of this country. The contribution to the economy is hugely significant. Jobs, and then also the other thing, the allied things that will develop as a result of this. Infrastructure, railways, very important to this.
Okay.
The railway, Western Line, Eastern Line, Takrady Port, we are expanding it to be able to handle best 10 million tons of bauxite a year. We'll share all the facilities that will be developed from railways to ports and harbors to even power infrastructure. All of these things will add significantly to our economic well-being and to our GDP. Into this is all going to be very strong.
And Bumpy, an ideas no. Yana a send ya down. I can say often so baby. Maybe some baby send ya see ya no crutches. But Ghana, how can see a year in your pantoaso? Over can I say you?
Nyame kan say ochina sem ne say inti na media kan ka say ade a multi-year development program. Mejina wa homa so aka kire Ghana fu nyina say we should all embrace the development. GIADEC is a national agenda. It is something which I believe this government and successive governments should continue and build and develop on. Because Sister Nebia, in the Akosombo Dam si ho, am I in power for the last 50, 60 years? And it's still benefiting Ghana. 50, 60 years from now, I want our children's children to look back and say, this was developed in our day, and this has brought transformation, and this has benefited all Ghana. And that's what this is going to be about. Juma yenye this is here. Sebi, and yes, ye kasa, but you're signing contract. We've signed something that is going to begin the process. We are going to sign 2-3 more contracts. Special purpose vehicles as part of this.
Okay.
Until we are creating the vehicles that is going to bring about this transformation. Until quite apart from say, Bibia ye kan ho asem no, ye di hujuma. It is actually happening on the ground. Until this is the time for all of us to embrace it, for all of us to be involved, for all of us to be part of this moment in history when we are birthing something that is going to benefit this nation for generations to come.
See, on the other side, so much operation as what kind of contribution to GDP? Every year, be a more estimate, no, Sika, the Baba Ghana's economy.
In Pempino, you can't, you did in some say, not in Crawford, we threw around numbers. First, you can't box side, no business said, no billions said, but say you take your time. You need partners, na Juma. We're building all the database. You be to me, I can very clearly what some of these things are. And somehow can air predictive. Into who you be air predictive, you have to be very careful, so you have all the facts and all the figures. I have some information that I can share, but I think we want to share it holistically when it's all together. Into economic impact studies, it will all be there for everybody to see. But I can assure you, we're talking in terms of billions of dollars in terms of the impact on the economy.
What do you holistically, you're near T4 near Shefo, Kessben television, Kessben FM. You're himself to me by the actuals, but more dear my dream, if all things being equal, Ebekose.
Question.
With respect to say, Sika Bebano, so maybe some specific questions, say, Ebianca, Fibia, and also more data, no, but I money partners, tune to me, but more the money bua, Mususwa, bear saying.
Oh, a significant contribution to the economy in the sense, there are different portions in looking at this. What will actually be receipts to GIADEC and to government. There will also be what will be the impact on the rest of the economy, because there are other receipts that will not come to us. There's the employment side of it, and even the taxes that people will pay as a result of that. There are the other jobs and contracts and things that will form, and all the other projects that will be carried out. These are significant amounts of money. In terms of what will accrue to government, will be defined, and what will accrue to other parts of the economy will also be defined.
What in can Kawasam, but Martin be the message, but say how the amounts is na a church mom, youth employment, and Mabunua, almost show, almost tio, GIADEC, Kwambe na Mofaswa, Sia Massa contract area, Ebema Ghana Mabuno, and Yumaepa.
And also a very important point. I mean, say youth unemployment here a big issue for Ghana. Na sebu and ye GIADEC nkwa na A2 anamoa ebeboa ma sa yakoso. Na yenso kakra ye no. Wo hwe dwumadi a ya start ye be ye wo nyina hini ade nyina. We're going to be employing people. Well, into some of the numbers, running to thousands of people and things like that, ultimately in the mining operation in Kwa. Into all of this will be part of the employment base. Other projects are yet to say Valco, revive Valco. That's also going to lead to a few thousands of jobs in the Greater Accra Tema area. And then Chebidins will lead to jobs in the eastern part of the country. Into all of these things will create job opportunities direct job opportunities. There's a difference between the direct jobs and the indirect jobs. Indirect jobs also will create a whole host of other opportunities for our youth as well. Well, into what are areas that they can get involved with providing services to these companies and to these industries that we're creating. Even when it comes to the infrastructure part now, the work that the Ministry of Railways in Kitahono, the railway construction and things will also provide jobs. Miss Emifi Akwamu area, in Pakadan, Tema Pakadan Railway, at the Ajumaba area, it's going to transform that part of the country. And in that same way, as we build on these big projects, all of this will bring transformation. So, into job opportunities, they will come. You see, and we'll share Geardec and partners plus also the infrastructure facilities, plus all the other things that is going to happen now. It will be significant. Into Memari Shame says Animani Abekoso.
I obedi abase Krata Mone Rockshaw Asansino. Maybe a part be na for office use. Then your document your but the for public consumption. Wait my details kakra. What exactly are they going to do? Monso mobile day, or Mosha said a bay, or Mary and a bay, young corner saying details about my kakra.
So me can't say, you're signing agreement here within the next 24 months. We're going to see the mining operation commence and the refinery solution also commencing. That process will start. Now, start in the sense of construction of the refinery will start after 2-3 years. We'll start that, and it takes about another 3 years or so to build a refinery. That's the process we're using there. But what about to say?
But Dr. Wicheche Mugakra, if you no way anyway, and I'm going to buy a refinery no.
And I had to buy mining to start the mining operation.
Okay.
Mining will be start here. First of all, we get the mineral resource estimates to determine the quantity and quality of bauxite that you need. And then it moves on to, that's what you need, you feed into the refinery design. So now that will establish the mine operation. The solutions towards the refinery will start also now, but in 24 months or between 24-36 months is when the construction will start. Until that will then take a period of time to complete. Until mining and refining will all be developed in tandem in that period of time. So that's what we're looking at.
Wow, Mr. Michael and CEO Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation and Yedin Komo GIDEC and Yebob Komo. Niti atwa mu nyina say oba de agudia me wo ensasimu bauxite no. Say koi and mampeni and penifo committee pam ho no mo de ahye mo nsa. Say yen finance to ye beboa ma Ghana akwa animu a emrase badwafo enso etechre. Yabeba mo nchen bra enchekra na mo amwo nyina hini mo amwo etiwa mo amwo other places awaso na mo nso mo consensus amwo ene Ghana nyina no na yama mo kwa ma mobisa Mr. Ansairia na fe de akachre no na ye de atoa so de biesie emrate for kakra na yegusu na no yentie omo nso ne omo wo ebisa Mr. Makiansa your number side edi juma enumre no yenche de betu dwa amamo na afi yaye but apart from sa 4 areas specifically de amamo se munya hu adwuma no sometimes I see GMPC exploration most mutimi de money hweba bi so ye de hana man but ye hwa ha so betime nya bi mo was our plans no
young industry they are very broad, very multifaceted. Now you can downstream industries. Osha Ministry of Trade and Industry, we have a 10-point industrialization agenda. One of the key areas here, automotive industry. Volkswagen, say, we will develop a plant for Ghana, we will produce ewaha. Sinotrack and so produce ewaha. In the automotive industry, if you say Ghana. Now, one of the key things they are saying is they see how serious we are about developing the integrated aluminium industry. Because okay. The aluminium
memo atwaso na obi online 1 na yenti omo kakra na yankeka ni nyina mbom na se yakono no good evening. Hello. Okay, mami line 2. Hello, good evening. Okay. I'm saying line drop. But what that was?
Into auto industry, a very good example of downstream industries. And you say in Numa Edbe Bagana, it's huge. Into we share downstream industries now, auto industry, cable manufacturing companies, building, industry. All of these are going to develop as a result of what we do from the smelting stage, with aluminium in Ghana. The other thing, caustic soda. We are refinery. One of the key things you need is caustic soda.
Okay.
And then signing a big salt cutting ceremony for the salt industry to develop or at that area. And also it's going to be a big industry that will have a local market because of the development of refineries. All of these allied industries are a bit developing. You're part of this. And this will also run into several thousands of jobs in Ghana.
I'm saying line no as why good evening.
Good evening.
But your mom is kakra. We need to say okay free.
Bajo me the Francis make us free Bunu East region.
Okay. Bunu East region Francis. Francis Bacho Yentio.
Na many questions now be my because the manager omoba me person can put two questions this year the more.
Oh, too bad. Sorry, my uncle line one. So, I'm sorry. Motivate Mammy announce lines. No, Mamuna 0550922929. Next person. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, but you didn't say okay, friend.
Me didn't the donut make us so many.
Okay, Donald also many. Donald lo TV set na sa radio no mama. Who TV so na radio?
Me patcho me TV so.
Lo ni kakra be mama na yentio. Why? Patcho afi so many yentio Donald.
Me patcho me kasi so many and after you look over this. Hello.
Yeah, Donald patcho yentio.
Yeah, me patcho me person me bisa me pese adi we na like omisa apanma me eba no road infrastructure wo nyina hine me tafa opa the cost service side na me hu say road network is very bad wo especially when you have to do with the streets until me pese me say o ma factor side you know say on be side na my na.
Okay. Okay. My name is Abraham. No. Mr. Sabiyana. Good evening. Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you didn't say okay, friend.
Good evening. Brekum.
Brekum. Okay. Brekum. Pacho yentio.
Pacho. Papana. Brekum. No Kazano.
Mr. Ansa.
Mano Kazan, and Michiano, go Quano Paso Casano, Nipari, my Munuma, Ababua, Shiano. Now, I do manage to Modia Shomazano, many in my Mintia also, wow, to
Menso Medasipa. Okay. 0550922929. Next person. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. But you did this okay, friend.
But me didn't be big because
Wasa East. Okay.
I
take community way.
But yes, the papa power or more many are buying your son. Yes, you can say no, come proment. You do baby. Hello.
Yeah, but you too.
You do baby employment. No can so baby but some of other areas on Kofubi. No more the Oma baby. She no community now. Yes, mining project. Not just a more and a car 20 and the number you have been to say. I'm the son, she's a papa nabadia, as some say. Mama and running your Ghana YouTube in the end.
But I say, I'm more Western region in my Yadasipa. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, hello. But you did say, okay, friend.
But your family entry because of boss.
Okay, entry of boss into it.
But you make as one person can say, if any amount of can or say a project, a baba Ghana youth. No bosses too good one, maybe youth now, Hannah. And the amount can say, a boy in a new for any woman can hold. Was it one kind there? And see too good one. A youth now one year paper.
And I'm saying, one tier and fear, as I say, where your box size.
So see here, too good. and I at Waffles, almost too good.
I'm saying back or bet you by a box site. Thank you very much for calling. I'm in connection person. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, I'm Pacho Casafre.
Pacho me Casafre
Kade, okay, it's the region. Pacho Kade into you. We did the same.
Your friend Akuoko Kwarteng.
You Kwaku.
Aha. Pacho me person me busa say. So konko for my be soon as you may be say ba. Omo timi fa o man mu nipa. Ansa na so me fa ho bi kura na o ma fa. But na ntesa. Oho. Etinka we e ba say na nka e be boa ye mabunu fo no nka e be sere say nka ye be ba bi je nya hin ho sei. Nka mo bitima aboa na nka ma fa ye. Ansa na so mbe fa kuruma fo ye fence aho ni bi kura na nka ma fa wo. Ko sa de man na ya na ma ye ga na mabunu ne ho kire ye no. Oho. Ye be sere cause me ko ga bon. E ko ye adwuma akra bi wo ho. Fin say Olam company omo eyi ahoho ni na fa kuruma fo na ansa na eki omo safa ahoho nkakra bi di afrem but Ghana ntesa. Oh, enti ebesre ebibi se ne ba se no ka mo fa kuruma fo no kra ansa na se kiro mo fa ahoho bi afrem a o ma fa ahoho bi afrem.
But Mr. Ansa Etio Yadasipa, thank you very much for calling. Next person, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Okay, Mr. Victor Obin, Mr. Obin,
yeah, Mida was super Nedium said with the two hono so far Meniaji and Kessben is one of the dear Meniaji. Now, Massam say, ye papa Casabe Bray, Nanhuni saying Cranshe will more ever my youth never Ghana and 9 you need to be specific. But Adeba Kuswa Yehuno, ewo ye Kuri Muni say, yes, ye hini Aquine. But Aquino Vice President by was so ye at fat. But this the case a sapitin ye na empukrano a ye street na ye the main street at the crew na mudie a tutua wa bra and the encaho utie mukobusa DC in penfua ye say and no ye part of the idea na omuye na it nebusa if papa say how many kilometers near the man hini na how many kilometers kwa na edahoma atuma emponoa na 2 yen efa yini community no timanfo na sisi dan kakra akra na eja krona tre ewo development project bi so a ye be ya ma yini community no make us bia affordable houses bia ye besisi ama wo mo community center the watch mampo no pa na se yini any community center the wo yini nkura se be bre akwan enye e na ye wo ede masa nkwa face the youth na employment no he funny if you any crunchre because this is a case here ebeba no yes we need skills we ewo ebia pull out and now say excavator and now one into yemfa near cofetri and no problem you and now say yes throw mo say it any bit my yem labi na yen ko twen sika bi si third party before come anybody papa because problem.
Thank you very much for calling. Mami pick next person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Pacho Odin de Sao Casafre.
The friend Mr. Kwarteng Casafre Kumas.
Okay, Mr. Kwati Entio.
Let's media American say. Dichams I a friend say. I say you may say bar Abaku community no bedroom baby as muniscals. Over there one more bar whooping can bar no more workers and number. Because of that, we about what tries uniscales, over the busa was uniscales. Kamemisus, yes, I don't organize workshop will be. Maybe anka professionals will be and common training woman. A moment say be as uncle, you my weight, task is one and kepe. Nanka bar or my uncle one. And so by you, once any penny baby, no mappa, no community anka sanka, so many people, all kinds of uniscales. But I don't see and trade the panaben on your skirts.
Okay.
Baby, uncle, training the panel, what me a workshop with my work, a woman in training woman who's in the past, but we need a pom to my juma. Never it enough for Nanko Basse, you bet 20 penny for the baby and Roman Baba yet. Now, woman can say, and I met the beard to partner at the choir pan. There are now come. That's it.
But that's a Pamami for last person, name Studio now, only questions in the piano. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Pacho, friend is saying, Obi no kasa se.
Bajo udin de say o kasa free he.
Your friend me Yamesa calling from
Abuakwa Kumasi. Okay, ya yenti o.
Yeah, na my profo kasa se edu honu na omo fa nipa yemfa kuroma no we ni akofa nipa free baby aba. Na ni na so ya na ita skills a edi ye adwuma no. You see, you be so the see you training you for area people no you training womo. Training you more it takes about a year, 2 or 3. Into all this that is a human at the whole year you train skills here now. It you know a skills are been no skills na Ghana a view baby TV pull all of them together. You do more by Jumano. So, review, no.
All right. Yaba samba mo hobio. Yamra studio na Mr. Ansani 1 or 2 biano na entry. Mr. Amza wa church. O start here the we be fi na makayo.
Yo, me da say.
But oyentio.
Na me da etiefun so say o mo raise very important questions. Nti me try say me buano. Na ne di kan no ye Donald Oringe na ona Okasa about routes Nyinehin Western area. I'm say the main route from Nyinehin all the way to Takrade, Awasu all the way to Takrade. No, the state of the road. Send Americans say my neighbor said 1 million tons of bauxite. It's all carried on the roads. Manganese is all carried on the roads. Railway infrastructure na broken down. Now Adebakwa president they are to nenim opese oye. And yet just a rehabilitation of the railway, but a reconstruction of the railways. Inti, make us say last week or launch a gear the project see, or can see so say Ministry of Railway Development, any Ministry of Finance, it did side Adwenkyere Jumadi CCR to raise the money and everything that we need. Make us say minim say contracts have been awarded for portions of the Western Line. Inti Jumadi Yababedinde is going to be dependent on railways. Without railways, we cannot move 3 million tons of bauxite, let alone 10 million tons of bauxite. Into railways are very important. Into American Donald, they say the railway is going to come to ensure, say, we do not continue to overuse our routes. That's the way I'll put it. Of course, Ministry of Railway routes and so yeah, Juma about doing the routes, but yeah, routes next year they such heavy equipment near the first one and check in our routes. They say. To protect the routes, no, we have to move all of this off the roads to railways. Railway development is coming. I hope that answers his question. Okay. Second one here, question be about local jobs. No, it's run through a few of the questions. Since Victor Obeng, on also kasa about Nyinehin routes. Now all can say routes are ecos was some of the routes only, not all the town routes. In the fin so. Vice President Bano be can say you be asphalt in our routes cost we won say no sapiting. Now I didn't say ministry is responsible for building the routes. I say I'm part of the Nyinehin routes no you're under the Sino Hydro projects. Until that's being developed. Obisa question be about the kilometers of roads that's going to be constructed. And the message no not my check it, not actually meaning say there's a way or you be the phone number, I can give him the answer. But I know person imagine how I say 1, 2, 10, 20, 100 I mean check it. But I know say that there's a clear kilometers. I want to supply him that information specifically. Sometimes we you now kasa now need facts now. So catch am say ube check him I want to make sure say
na omo bo abaso no.
Go.
So money just send ya we see you questions.
Person making sure say more facts. Inti that's it. And secondly, obisa about jobs. And last contributor no asem all kind no a very important point. Me pese etiefu nyina de take it into consideration. In the sense say adwuma na where ye ba be ye no different jobs.
Okay.
Ebi wo a skilled labor. Ebi also a unskilled labor. Skilled labor no ebi ho your friend semi-skilled. Semi-skilled no you betumi train you ebi about 3 months, 6 months. No betumi adwuma no ebi driving of a tractor na say doing some things like you can do those things with a little bit of training. Ebi so ho send your can no nia we be here workshop, we be here tooling, sa nia no ebi take you 1 year, be take you 2 years. So, some of those skills may not be available locally. To start with, no, you bring people in. Make us say, I know instances are what the experts to come and do some work at Ghanaians bet me. But we are insisting that they train Ghanaians to be able to take over these jobs in the shortest possible time. Inti young partners are selecting one of the key areas are one casa even before we agree to sign them on as our partners. No, how you're going to develop and train talent. And I refer to it as talent because we want to develop talent in Ghana. Our workers will be competitive globally. Our workers will be skilled, and even it will benefit all these investors who are coming to work with us. Into talent development, talent training, training of talent and all of that is something I just want to assure them, say, skilled, semi-skilled, and skilled labor will have different requirements. But you've been making sure that the local people there's a very clear percentage of jobs that will be dedicated to the local people, and they'll be the first people to be employed in those jobs.
On that, that will be a susuminisu way, but Mammy Sai Emisabio say more, she say more money communities in engagement, What may identify areas beer and skilled areas beer. But me akaso a bar blah 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 apart from the plumbing and the other works in himself cost mining or say where they target local for no and the local communities be a juma and see say omunim diana ya won hihye bi say nkofo me train you see ya good processes you see ya any rock so assign contract nke be do also officially mbashi operation ase no na zenka yetime anya nipa be 50-100 o areas na nkom so anya nimde no anansa no dwuma na training na o metimi afeti
and there's some people no can see part of discussions are your 19-member committee for next year any amount for look tembia your court say him passa so near there your assemblyman near share you discussing the things that we're doing because adwuma ye no said you want to win trankran now kase we yes adwuma into your core field you need one kasa to understand issues and address their concerns as some working is being raised into how we develop and train people a very important part of process into the makano say they're skilled, they're semi-skilled, and they're unskilled.
Okay.
And you want to make sure say we make all this known to the local people, and then we look for the minimum requirements that we need to be able to train. If you are say you won't be SHSR, won't be cry NTS to be able to do the job that you need. Ubi so JSS wakokra to me. If you so won't go school crowd to me into all of these things, so we have to make sure that we explain the types of jobs that people can do. Victor Bings will be questions be about affordable housing, community facilities,
infrastructure somewhere in the area.
Person man I wish him say this all part of the development plan. Until we call to say any mining a year. I was so cry. I was so it's been there for all these years. One more community. One more facilities, kakra, health center, school near there for the mining community. Now within the town itself, that's not related to the mining operation. There'll be other development there. Into affordable housing, community, town center facilities, all those sorts of things are things that, as the community identifies these things, will become part of the development agenda.
Well, there may be some community members, I thought there be almost blame mining companies, say almost 9 month employment. Say you can say local content but only miners in the building come out by be or he be or dear anymore community opinion leader be and in pennyphobia be a slot am never more na ono so ni mo bi o nkran a obetimi atu esika kakra na ono so abeji aye nti ebewi ase no wo the officer wo the ma the opinion leader assembly member na say em fama ne kromfo but obekom fales no na ho nko ana penifo no so atamam obetu for saying atiwa hini any other places I can. Penifo amone omo engage. Me say wo omo ntesa. Omo nyesa but any person dey obeka say natural.
So it's an observation we're making. Into idea say you bo ho ban. Ni ehwe say you betumi aye no pepepe. Gon giadek dwumadi ayedi. Of course you office work cra. But you were incrofa your friend on liaison officers.
Okay.
One more mining communities now. One more year dwuma man giadeko.
Okay.
But one more te mining communities no. Niema ye keka kan nyina. Make us say engagements are here, it runs into hundreds of engagements in each community. One more report to TMPR. In summer, amount for keka to say questions are Donald ne Victor Bing Kwarteng ya mensa no mina ekeka ken. These are all issues liaison officers are collating, collecting, and addressing, making sure, say, we will factor all these things into the solutions that we're bringing to the ground. Into gear deck, who call Awaswa, you will be woho, who call Yinahin in Pasaso Chebi, Nina, your officers. When Jumane say, woman community no be engaging on a day-to-day basis, manage the 19-member committee, manage other community relations, talk to CSOs and everything. Send you information back from the ground. No, you be Juma.
My round too. Na yentie busuafo kakra. Yene Mr. And Sankomo at exactly 9:30. The baby na fe MMDC nsensem no so yatese atifo sem obika na eno so yabeba mo nche na yaba betie. Mame mra mo hobio na ye lines no 0550 922 929 0550 922 929 and 0552 911 929. Kessben 92.9 Accra and Kessben 93.3 FM Kumasi. And live on Kessben television. Next person on the line. Okay. I'm so into me, and so I'm here. Sir, Menya, you also now. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. But you need to say, okay, friend.
I told you Isaac Minta.
Isaac Mbacho into
but your Kessben program, na most.
But you are Kessben, I hear more station and no answer.
The empresa mechanic say roads near the end. Papa na kasapa, but they're part of their work. They only wait for the road minister.
Oh, sir, utie ni ya, or say road minister sem. But part to be a F Mujumedi una or can't want some kakra. But also on the Obejama road minister.
Okay. Yeah. The empresa mechanic say, near me a senior geologist, my age with you, many for never year, you resource estimate at the end. Or more involved with technical men. No money, human mom. That the plan or more, very, very, very important. About what country, if move country forward. No more involved in Crawford, a betray, in a sea, a more BRTS. Now, in Crawford involved, now you're political.
Okay.
A very political now heavy. I say project meanwhile the project is very important to help the whole nation and the future for us to gain.
But the technical men no move to specific with respect to them.
Me a senior geologist my year resource estimate.
Okay.
When they involve us and allow us to work.
Okay.
We can do the whole work for them. They don't need any expatriate.
Okay.
Even Aqua for the Bahan, before time Aqua for the Bahan. Year resource estimate near the anymore. We have the men. We have involved Makoy more Liberia. There is new Guinea near the end. Yeah, yes, such project my functional. If you bet to me, almost say, near mom, not almost any political. I did hear me pan because
but you say upon lines na there to a draw screen so na ya free e be here number why
Mati anytime you be very political na say project na
okay na ka ho be ba me last year conclude ya
my main conclude another thing very important local content yeah the more opinion leaders near him for now omo nfa local people Ugo say almost outside. No more science or more local people, but they are not local.
And them some be sacred and
finding a way of solving that problem.
Okay.
Mami enjoy more monkwa. Because at the end of the day, the people will not be working. Outsiders never working. I say making sure that those who are working, they will train the people. There were excavator operators, all those dump truck operators, all those people. They have to train them. And Yakofa already cooked people to come and work. They can train any driver to do that. Yeah, elsewhere, my government for say we should train those people. And we get them and train them. We even from Liberia, we send them to South Africa to be trained and be brought back. We can do those things. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. On my opponent here, that's the last person now. Studio. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, boss.
Yes. But you didn't be a free.
Yeah, me kasa free takwa. FM Simon.
Okay, Simon into it.
Na opinion some more can edana sepa. So what church and maybe mumma I come. Na ade ba kwa ya na ma community no. Enso so nya problem wo companies no so no. And send ya ka. So we buy the for community for no. Community no so what can be fast. I see a foul beer, little baby, a baby one man is killed. I see a new beer, we don't know of dear. At your passana, your far professional people, I am at my man. No community, you don't move, go say, go for in training warm. Because you think for man on tour and train will be a winning how to repair a beer engine. See a far mechanic, I see no beer professional. So get my repairs are at the end. What you go for? So we are community to work for fun. I've been no media, but Sabio when media, near community first. I said a quacophobia where and I'm only interested. See, a class will be the or near look no. So we can media. I say, yeah, involved. Foreigners know it different. And another one I may pass me can say, no, can be so contract a Ibaka refinery no. Our mummy is you be two. Actually, yeah, refinery now, and I say, you best start a refinery no answer. Because the whole Yami pa, because you see a refinery, you know what Ghana there. They say refinery, you see a down where do a refinery no. And sana, yeah, side processing in Ayashasi, and so, Chitamagana, will break the moon we are.
Well, last but one, last person. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, but you Mudini Abba Studio. Na my name is Tansa area. No, but you into.
I am within the Usbuati.
Okay.
Me kase Oshim.
Oshim. Okay, Kumasi. Mr. Usum, but you into.
Aha, the emphasis me when me busani say, Mr. Hansa, I can't say be yatina say. And you see me say 30% in any aje hopa. I didn't know 50%. Anna minim se mitilo na see ya. Say a loan na omode maya, omoma some amount of money. After you do a box site, you know, HSS can you know. Would they give it to the local content? And now say, what is? I want to understand that portion, you know. If we can like take a camera.
But that portion, man.
That portion, as he say, Sanwa Domuma $3 million.
Okay.
Your box site needs $3 million in the year. Well, then what happens?
Okay. Point well noted. Thank you very much. My Emra Studio. Na you make questions. No. Is that? I'm sorry, I'm Yo,
that's it. Wait here for the question. We say deep questions. Party, me that one say when raises our issues, seeing now they are to a month for name. Near the kind of Isaac Mensah. Say obisa questions be about more like O2 to involve technical people. Now, I did make Isaac Katine say Ghana hire war very experienced people. Send you can only Akuoko Kwarteng Juma only other companies abeye mining wa ha aye Juma. There was skills no. Wo share smelting operation aye or here. Ghanaians are aye Juma wa Middle East in there aye training wa Valco. Wo call Oman, wo call Abu Dhabi, Dubai, places ana Ghanaians are working in their refineries and in their smelters. Wow. These are people that we developed in Ghana. Inti some Americans say Ghanaians are highly skilled. Inti with the right environment, with the right facilities and things, we can attract these Ghanaians back to Ghana to come and work here. Inti minene ya dream power about using technically qualified people from Ghana. Minene ya dream so about the non-partisan nature of this development. It is a multi-year development plan. Inti a idea say Ghana fu nyina ye so na you develop a send like we're saying 50 years from now, 60 years from now, our children's children will look back. We can look, everybody can look back proudly and say, we did the right thing today. Into that non-partisan approach is also very important. And I agree with him. We have the men. Let's invest in building the resources in Ghana because we have the men and the capacity to be able to do that. In a C-boy, your friend C-boy, takwani
yeah.
Na takwa so de se puni ho. This he man. But anyway,
if you know Cape Coast.
Now ono kind about whether the refinery will be built before the mining operation we call Bebia, the best practice is that you start the mining operation and then you build the stock that will feed into a refinery. Until the two will happen together. But mining no best start and refining no ediachi. And now also boating so about 30%.
So why not 50%?
Also why not 50%? Now some me can say a equity stake. And yes, I say be a 5% keke. Because equity stake no say yes you share nearby you be raise the capital involved in some of this investment. We will see refinery ebe cost be say $1 billion, $1.5 billion. You have 50% stake let's just say a copy $750 million. And now be bisa. Inti ya share ne hu say 30% no you bet to me the various arrangements about you be raise asika no. So you bet me 40 or 50 e be adachi you bet me but to start with no Abana cash say minimum 30% stake. Into that's where we're starting from, and that's what we'll build on. Another thing so as I make an amount for say the law that has set up GIADEC makes it very clear. Say after a certain period of time, we will not be exporting bauxite out of Ghana. Into a very clear decision that we
period of time. They say
period of time. No, it says 5 years after the coming into effect of the law.
Okay.
So the law came but then the minister has discretion to determine the time. Into a bit of flexibility. But the intent is very clear. Into any investor see there's going to come a time when you cannot export raw bauxite from Ghana. Into you must have a refinery solution. You must have a way of refining your bauxite in Ghana because otherwise you will not be able to export it. It's a very important, real game changer. A day in Sakra about the way we're going to be mining bauxite in future, or rather developing the integrated aluminium industry. Into the idea, Abanyi is very committed to doing. President is very keen on doing. It's a clear vision that he wants to drive, but this is a wholly Ghanaian agenda. Into and senior program we back to an end. No, my appeal is that this is a huge inflection point for us as a country. It's a very crucial stage in our history, in our attempts to build an industrial base to our economy. It's a huge opportunity for all of us. Let's embrace it as one nation and let's build and develop something that we can all be proud of. That's it.
Now maybe say the audio be chat to, but I'm say the chat to dada. O final words. I would be kind of work na medla say enough yada wasi.
Yo, my final words be na say over the past 2.5 years it's been a tough process to go through. But it's been made easier because of the level of cooperation in developing this. Nyedi kan metanke communities no. Nyinehin fo, mpasaso fo, awaso chebi, anyone him fo. One leaders, traditional leaders, even the local authorities, DCs, MCs, what area ho nyina boa pa am ye djumadi akoyanim. Say me fi asen so me kan otumfo say yenda ye beda otumfo ase ye beda ochihina ase in ye beda oji aho so ase wo boa odi aboa ye ina last but not least arguably the most important ye president Nana Adwenkyere Akufo-Addo moa odi amaye direction odi amaye support odi amagiadek encouragement odi amaye ye di move project forward no ni nyina ye na Adwenkyere ina ni vision ye execute inti meda Nana Adwenkyere Akufo-Addo asepa e direction odi amaye any supporter or ni government ministers na di amaye to push this program ahead inti medas.
Ministry is been involved, and the minister has been so far. The really only one more Juman Kasa.
O say GIADEC is under more or less the office of the president, office of the president. But Lands and Natural Resources need a ministry. Anyone Juma directly. In a Ministry of Trade and Industry, industrial development agenda. No, a very important into any minister for trade and industry. And so Juma pa. Ministry of Railways, and also Honorable Peter Abewu and Juma railway development, infrastructure development relating to all of this, and then of course Ministry of Transport, Gapoa near the so Juma, and then of course Ministry of Environment, MESTI, Ministry of Environment, science and technology.
Okay.
Into one so anyone year.
That's about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, all these ministries, but very multifaceted. Into lands and natural resources coordinates all of these things for us, so that we can move things forward.
Mama no nkwadani tio. Tia omo na yemfa no ntwacho. Em so me miensa ho.
Hey, why your research man?
When you say nkwadani ye miensa.
Why are they? It was me down say.
Say Kessben ye na tie for there. Ye ne pani be hia ye so ye to ye bo ase.
Oh, why are they?
Why
are they? Many age.
Enti tia omo me.
Yo, ene enti tia me ye ene me ma na madawa ase so mo a wo de ama me. The Jumadia with baby.
Mammy did design.
Rosemary.
Okay, now I'm going to
Michelle, Merrill, and Paul.
Okay. Mr. Answer, and you may your native for my summer cancer. I see Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. And Adwenkyere for the Asha for Yanino a bon command or Kessben studio. High and crying, circle and your war, a frequency no a year. 92.9. So if you come say now bank cry, obetie come say 93.3. Nti udu baby na she bemwa na watu ne aba 92.9. Come say ya waseda house adum na enkran so ya wo aseda twin towers el circle. No. And Kessben television ti Mr. Michael answer numere ye bedo ase ene obre. Na menim say afi no ma sha ase nti moguso no ano. Eri etie be say hia obi ma ye beto safro. Na the akabia no diamo ya da se anwre
me me da wase me da tie fusu ase
well part 2 no MMDCs and the matters arising mame nkwa homa no so na me ne chairman no said ya DC nominee for Afidjase Secretary East enkodi enkomo kakra chairman madwa
Brumira
Kessben FM suni mpacho na mpom ye de
Nyamiadom, yeah, they want to a so I didn't edit boy in a year. Tinadum tea, the team come.
Chama me bisa question edin kan Afidjase another controversial zone e was antimantemo. Una mampani ayu se braho na ebeye mensini so afo. Ye ba odi hu ye o san de edin kan.
Mi ramda se na metie we tea for no ahwefo nyina. De me ho ya me de me who said it miss my question now
now we expected that I see bebo di ana ebampo free mo ana na bibia de dana kwam so wonim se wa na edo beko
me da se me hwe me dwumaye ma ho fama ma botre odo a nipa do me ene adwumaden a na nipa ye de a na me hu se anka esese eso nana kufu ado ni nanso nana ado eni nimnie ope ena onimnie obepese obeye enti na me manye ma no entutu ya yi bia na me ma na nya me ho a efise na me pese me ma mpani ede ne peye de sese oye eboa seche east
chairman said yeah chairman me investigation amaye ewa Afidjase ni se ehoye area bia empempi no ya na twuma mentwe kakra etai ho na wo de obi no ke so ye denchem wonsuo num alaji grues apology so ye crocodile ewo river nim conscience chairman de unim afane afa no de be ka bisa no se kwa na be fa so a ye de DC ya ma we ewom se ye nyan confirm wo de ba nyame ya adom ne confirm wa obema ye babo Afidjase din ewo nkran ha no omampani kufu adote a oda obeta na nkoba se Afidjase ayinimu a omampani ba ho a na DC ya bonidwa na MP ya bonidwa na nananom abonidwa no saa ne mane nyina befio ba mentio
nura me da se saa sem we ade a metini se ya na eye me yeye me obi a me paso me dwe pempontu na ya na ya se ekodur baabi na wudi domo anim a ni aye pani a ebre nyina ya tu wura gu so na no kwasem ni ne wo kana no kure nanso ya na nsem no bi wo efinifiri na de mimi ahunu nyina ne se efi be 12 years and then du mienu ni me be ye constituency chairman na me ye chairman na NPP any NDC Krani and Temunye. And so bra me be chairman no free start 2009 from a coordinator me be chairman ebesine NPP ni NDC enya basabasa biada.
Chama na just eba NDC ni NPP dia montem ye nanso wa ofie ho na jada ho.
Ho na me be.
Okay.
Ho na me be.
All right.
Hwe ya na ya me ye pani a me ye pe asomdwe nanso enipa a woni wo musan no so omo no nso mpa asomdwe a no akoka beka ade ba ko ne se eye me baba na no ohui obehye ma se be ye woman organizer
yeah honorable Mary Boatima
mafo obeye woman organizer e wo ma se emfie nan me ne na ankoda mantiane da me krokro no ma ne ye adwuma ma eso ani nyame domwe e ma ye pagya no mu e ma ofro kosoro enti die pentina wo fra kosoro na fe mi ame ne oti na anu aye grosere no ye be ya tamfo na ewiase sakola bone wo fie na se wo pie fi abonten na se wo be fie na kola wo betu mirika be ka chero se papa wo se super say mi se wa ye mi se ya na wota akase mu wi na kola akọ no ahwe ni ye aye hwehwe mu ye ebre biara na asem bi besi na memi ye eja ebusu pani a me wo fie na asem bebre du manim na mefro bimre ku Akuoko Kwarteng bla asem se ne ye kafa ho sa hwe yi a ede nu guase be Kessben na ka ye wu adwuma pani no enti mesre o sesa firi ho meti no wabonten na medi ne bata ho chairman ne mpenimfo aka wo mo sesese enti nipa be breti asem a wo so wo ye
chama sadia ne nyina achi na mampani ne mpenimfo se etu nkotwe ba bi atwene ene de eno ano no asumde mra afida se na mebisa specifically se wo abai ne asi atwam a wo keka ne nyina ye ne ma amafam atwam ne ene wo ye nipa foforo ewom se na chairman de but eba mensini so afo no a wo ye nipa foforo ya wo mampani abotin kwan be na obefa so a ne abubuo ne asai ne achija atiato wo be keka ne nyina bom na afidase afa ne tuma pefra
mira sigura eye ne de ya me no kasai makọ me ni mpenimfo yakoye na assembly members no bi ho akọchia o so na wo benkum se na wo nifa me de makache o se na na do de member I say mempe oban no mpuntu me so so puntu de aba me nko
okay
even me DC me bot mamafo ma send message amano mahu se ateke so wahwe
okay ateke blue on
blue yes sir
okay ateke mienu ana baako okay that's wahwe onya reply
David
okay
me so be reply
okay
bia na oye bibia ana say enipa bi won nchenti
na message ne content ne ye da bia na message nyina na hia reply bia wo say oh Mary Machie eno de say bia ono so hu na awia na abonti on kasa o chia back na content ne ye say
me chia no ela me ka say on shedding normal on kuta akomaden
okay send jam serious message there
oh dabi
okay obi wa ase ohuhu nso na okay counting
dabi me wo emrantie bi a sabio na omudi nachi enura me ni bi hia ekia o me ka che won se me hia won fie ese ye badwene efigyaase na sokore ho ama kronetu mpon
okay chama wanka za ofre hen
mi fra sokore
okay ti say the mo be call confirmation ti yeria ene beba ada issue so but ye bo di no dey pa na wo fidi asede ne potem apart from say nkabo mu ani ho a wo be man nkabo mu aba no e dey pa na wo ho eda wakoma so a ame ya dom na ye confirm wi a wo de besi wani so no abo ma fidi asede ne potem atompo
mi ra me da se no kwase mi Dr. Fi ye bebre na enwi efeye as chairman baby a yebeko bia de mahunu ne se kuro bia agye ne de nimpuntuo
anka first na ne susa nka ye ba sokore anase ye na masokore na bi dan bi na efe wa sokore ane ye kanfo ehwohwa ye ho ye kwafi ya ase ne hu bibia ene nti sa mantemu eye kuro bi e bekoso bi anti ti se na aye asodie amamamu aye drin nti de sese me ye nyina se me ne Dr. Fi ebekambo ni akiti sa ho ne assembly members no atnase na obia mpotemu de ha e wosi ye de ni siso na kwaye be fa so aboa ye ho se no meme nipa hu se se pesika ana ye pempuntu di a ene ofie eda eso huntua obetua edwa wudi na nopa na di na wia na di anyimre ye beje oto ede ayekuru ni
okay
ye be pe kwan a ye be pe ye benye sika na di aboa mpuntu ewo ye mpotem a yetimi ye de sade a ebeboa ama yedie yinsukunsam ne matosini pa
chama osay edia chama ebeba wonche brepem say ye confirmation wi a na mpuntio toilet ni school dan no ne ade no na yahwe me hu say na no afidwase kurum kwan no a ekọ agona krofo so no me hu se magu asphalt ne duru baabi na uduru afidwase secondary school ho kọ ne de ho de fire service na nim ho na mse mugusi e munya ntoa so na me hu so say afidwase abonten mu station ho no madrova fo no mpake ba bi o mpa bia o mfa mra nya adwuma obedu afidwase street so na abobo ya si ha praga si ha na o mo pa yokoka na o mo di attempt but ho so ya afaka ho issues so why
papa ye be pa ye be ye ama exercise abasa nyema okeke nyina do asipi
chama osedia na yene no kodi nkomo ewo afidwase nti o mo a ewura lorry station ho na o mo pia bonten o mo ekwa sokore ene wo mo ekọ sabiekro aguna krofo so ene wo mo ewurewura mu ewo mpotem ho no ene ka se kokoma woni nyina ya na o mo drivers ni sikwan no na o mo agba aben na asa ya hawo ekwa bi fa ho akosi secondary school ho so be kona o mo de nema aguma na o mo tonti no chama fa no ka odwuma ho na obaye mame ko ba bia ne anwa so be kwai na me ne honorable Alfred Yebo anso nkodi nkom honorable madwe honorable na mpom ye de
na me ada roma ye ho ye pa njidi sa mo so ho ye
still maintain
amen
ya mautinkwa
eti dasi
Alfred Amwa right
yes sir
okay honorable Alfred Amwa honorable medical shall say unuanu bia amba no ene binum ho kopre ya omo anya mebetimi aba se omo ma omo chitafo arehemu so we die list aba no chese ya na yekọ yedi na aba nanso mampani amrama ne kwan se otimi high no san fire no eba ya omo anya nti supporters ni bibesi ne omo bonyo se nipa smesi pa waka kire se ono an nke ekọ na afi mu di nipa foforo na abanti yempe na na baka kire onuanum kransa na yase nkomo no se
yo eja medawase na machia Kessben na hwefo na chiefo nyina sasa no kan menu anuma me ne omo esi akan no na no mo so wo opefa se ebebo mo din no ma ba beso no me no makasa enti yedi ho nkomo enti tani wo kan ne ma kan se omo masre se omo ne mo chitafo no enkasa
okay
na yenhia na mpanimfo ye nipa enum no yehia na edi ho nkomo na fe eto nsa frɛ wo nyina na ya dwen ko bankrum a megidi sampuntu ayehwe no nsa betumi aka na yetumi abreki 8 MPP yede CNM sa afini ayedi say breaking the 8 no yensa atabua
honorable so what say constituency be set report ne odododuo nom ne ade ne nipa bi so omo no pay amfa na amba ti de ade ne ba omo hihye part office ne ade a MPP ni ohu ne sen baka ne sen
ne meka ne se antwaye ne etie bia no se ne yamamra etie no omampanin na yede tumi no asenensa enti ne tumi no ene nsese ya na nso ade hu na de bu oman no na opone bi na de aye adwuma enti bibinti na onsa wani so ade hu amba anya nwanwa mpo se bia o ade foforo ha o de ebema na basa ne dikan sei party no edin gide se wala me ba ya adwen se Brett ya we bi afi MPP sansensem no abam nanka no nye yesu no eda nchen a nipa no ankasa so oye an individual no
and also ama sabe obuo ana bibi kakra and so antwa ye bi a normal penny and penny for one share for fra ka ono so benya na chefa and also basa yo mutu no ho na mo a and also mo be hwe ye kakra anna no ne to so miensa aye supporters ayi kodi se adwuma no se abambofo ensa omo abambofo ensa so omumu ekugina mra no a eno baka se me party ni ba ade a meye no party ni din mu enna na meye party antimi ama me dramachi wan kugina wachi ba okonso a oma obuo ene ani dia ewo se de mamra no ntimi nya adwuma ntini se obum no bigide se eno de enye MPP su nti yebesre then the eti no yemhwe se afoforo so enye bio
anaba mo a Miriam kakra me ye ho ne se unya very tough competition ewom se na wogidi se den a wa na edo beba de ba wo hwe ho no a specifically nipa sana na ka ho
nipa 9 and I kan
eza wo ka ho anum
yes sir
amia adoma eja wafa na ya hye mu nyina wa bai de na obeya obeka o mabom na eja minim se nipa bia wutimi nya bibia ma ne so bia ni but wafa mu de aben na obeya obetimi aka o nyina bo
madawase ne dikan enne mse mo star stations mse Peace FM and your local radio station ba kwa wa Lord FM omone me onabo member of parliament edin komo me no answer na yebebo after say you swear in as a parliamentarian no na ye acting pono bibia yedin sa wo so ne me nya Adwenkyere ejifi no na susie bi amene no na
bajo 1 friend say
onabo Alfred Obemboaten
o na say ho de Alfred fo nko na mo ho
enti then I was see kasa ya pen kambom na ya break 8 no me gide se enya de abaye den bebre amaye mena no ebobom na yetusa na mo no na ahwe se akan ye gina ye ho abom na ya som party no ama party no etime ache so bredodo a party no track nya so ache no na nipa bebre nso enya akwanya no masom wo party no edin or various sectors in governance.
Okay. Honorable Numre, menim se wabre, me beda wase na menim se mo nomination no abeya mbeko confirmation mu wi a brepe beba mo nche bio na ye ne mabeto ankomo no so ye da se Numre.
Let's benda wase pa.
Okay, ye ne Honorable Alfred Amua, baby ni anwa so be kwai nominee ene kodi nkomo no. Ye 5 minutes ye ntie mfa mamo na matters are rising out of MMDC is the by no yentie mo so mo kakra ne party for no ye ne agana for ka ene ehun sansem kaka but oba me ka sentia obia no ane se oba obetre wadwen ewo Adwenkyere kwa so. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes sir, but we need to say intio
me pacho me diani Simon don't from Jables.
Jables na se de nyame hira wo ka se frɛ
Me pacho
Kumase fine.
Atonsu.
Okay, Jables intio
me pacho de me kan che DC for ni say o mi mo aduma se MPP be fa ni mo pa afra e fi mpanyufo na nado ayiwo yi se abaye baba 2024 ebe kodi a idampanyufo so ntimi so mo ni na o mo nya aduma pa amfa mo o man no na mi show bibiara
meso me da sepa. Next person. Good evening.
Good evening.
But I would need to say okay free.
But you're from Apia, because I see you block on my
Apia, but you're into it.
So my dreams are campus and dreams. The dinner and another to buy every disease. Me who say opposition have been on MPP for bon. Because
only say more position have been.
Opposition have been on mobile.
Okay, mami into it.
Tomorrow be just out. The DC the enemy said another to buy the building. Oh, money did because you offer a black house and Oko Abekumedi, Oko Besiasi, so 30 minutes and didn't go fee. Ubusana was another first 10 things. My DC is the how charging another first 10 things. I'm not saying you'll be able to make them like you.
Sir, a bit me so about say a Buako house in Hawkeye now can be who. A be an board assembly now, then say assembly a bit to me. I enti a be an Ebia na road ministry na so omo bembebo na woni menya adwen.
Your stakeholders were your Sikafu area.
Okay.
So, Robert Macomono Matras are some of what you see. Is Yamuasi. But only after being so funny by a bomber, and with the other.
Okay. Thank you very much. My last person. Good evening.
Good evening, sir, boss.
Yes, sir. Would you need baby free?
Nana Poku Brekum.
Yo, Nana Brekum Bokode.
About the Abdom, the Radical Swiss, right?
Yanso Yadasi. Nana Yentiwe.
Yo, Minamedasi, Dedican and my money at Jumapa Obo. Concerning Ghana had an answer, we say, when who say, Obi Segusua, Nani Watson. And say, Obi Free Court, not all Casacasa, no, Uncle Yamano. Dear Opia, Penina Boni Dibia, Efata, now as I say, Udi Jumedian, Tina, Eddie Jumedian, Ashanesa. Say, a compassa mini pa measure and a mensan, and says, Ubia, you boni didn't to me. And Yen Naya Fakumakoro, and Tana Adodanqua Akufuado. I do a cheap. Na MMDC is no so you support to no more Jumapa and one Ghana mine. Then you are coupon and Ejuma.
Okay, Yanso Yadas, Hana Breba me a quima, management dear no. We shall bring a Cassima Bacona, Abonondunti, Hana Breba me a quime de management dear SCA. Na breaking news free, Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Kosifori. Acting Director General Ghana Police Service Public Affairs Unit. 4 police officers interdicted for unprofessional conduct. Na mekaniti well, so the police administration has, with immediate effect, interdicted 4 police officers working with the Northern Regional Police Command following the alleged assault of some persons in Tamale in the Northern Region today, Tuesday, 21st September 2021. They were assigned to assist NETCO VRA officials to arrest some alleged persons involved in illegal power connection. The officers were face of service inquiry subject to regulation of the Ghana Police Service. And almost say posiphobia and netamale. Omokaso omkobo netco. Na omo illegal connection omkocho omkobru ni pebino. Any panai oma interdictor. Watchna oma hine betanasi amatu jumedi akabiano. And before the betu so amamo. Akuya PSA asabedi ako and producer show Derek Kwambefi, a assistant producer boy. We did the Kwabena Akuoko Kwarteng. Ebena den numrebia bo na wachoko sidon do ayeshia e wa Adwenkyere media. So come see a Kessben 93.3 FM and Ankran Kessben 92.9 and a Kessben television. So yadamu nyina se e ma mo nitia adena. Ade panche good night.